Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, Great Millstone, who teach very well while up this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And today I got a quote from Mr. Edom himself, man. George Washington. And this is one of his famous quotes. It says, "I have heard bullets whistle, and believe me, there is something charming in that sound." So basically he was reminiscing about bullets going past his face. If brother ever been in this situation, you know the sound of a bullet, how it feel when it passes you, man. And this devil said he liked that sound. There's something charming about it, which basically meaning what? He likes to flirt with death, man. Actually, he is as death. Let's go ahead and start with that in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, man, because it's no coincidence that the so-called white man is synonymous with war and destruction, man, because that's something that he have pleasure in, man. This guy actually take pleasure in using the sword. He take pleasure in killing people, man. Whether he kill you through the way of Maxine, he can kill you through the way of philosophy. He can even kill you with water, with fluoride. But his ultimate way to kill you is through his weaponry, man. Even when you go into Cain, goes back into Cain, which actually goes back into what? The weapon, man. So ultimately, Esau Edom, he living up to the name of his forefathers, man. Because his forefather was a devil, and he's a devil now, man. Let's jump right here. This is the book of Habakkuk 2 and verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. So his philosophies, that's what that wine is talking about. That's one of his major weapons too, man. Read this again. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. So the so-called white man is synonymous with death, man. Continuing on. It says, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all people, and heapeth unto him, so I can gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, man. So even if you ask all these different nations, let's say if we go all the way to the Middle East, somewhere in Iraq or Syria or something, we just say, what's your report on these Americans? Hey, they'll give you the same answer, man. This guy over there in the Middle East, there he's known as the great Satan, the great adversary, man. Because ever since this guy have been in power, everybody have been suffering. Again, it says, heap unto him all nations and gather unto him all people. All these different nations and all these different people know how Esau worked, man. That's why Bill Gates, he's banned in certain parts in India. Because when he came over the first time, he fucked shit up. Another thing about Esau, wherever he go, death follows, man. Death can follow in the form of a disease he brought there. Death can follow in the form of he just come over there with weaponry, man. That's what happened with Christopher Columbus, That's what happened with George Washington. What's that guy? Damn. I forgot the two guys' name. Well, Lewis and Clark. That what happened with Lewis and Clark, man, when you go into the history of them going and see about these different Native Americans, man, they was robbing, raping, and murdering these people. That's the MO of these damn devils, man. We gotta realize Esau have to live up to his name. He have to live up into him being that weapon. He have to live up to him being that devil, man. Let's go right here to the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter real quick. We're going to jump down to the 17th verse. This is the book of Sirach 12. And matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. And that's what happened, man. Again, you can ask the Native Americans to this day about what happened with their forefathers. They're going to give you the same answer. This guy's the damn devil, man. Let's continue on though. It says, but in his heart he imagineth Like, but inside he imagined how to throw you into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So if he find opportunity, if he find the right moment, he's gonna put you to death, man. He's gonna look both ways before he crosses the street and make sure it look like it's justified, but it's not, man. He did the same thing with Cain. I mean, Cain did the same thing with Abel, man. He looked both ways and made sure nobody was looking and killed the man. That's the same thing that this guy do today, but on a whole bigger level, man. This guy here do a false flag and say, yeah, no, it's a right that we go over there and go to war with you. You guys are terrorists and you guys have weapons of mass destruction, but really you just going over there to take the oil and the resources, man. That's the thing that a devil do. And once you go into the word devil, it goes into diablos, which actually mean a deceiver, man. This is the biggest deceiver upon the planet Earth. Let's get this real quick. I know it's in Psalms, I think it's 50. Let me see. 55, y'all come. This book of Psalms, matter of fact, y'all, Psalms 55. And I'm going to start at verse, let's start at verse 20. It says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them. He hath broken his covenant. Because a lot of these peace treaties, they get thrown out the window, man, once these guys get desperate. We already seen that with the North Dakota pipeline. There was a treaty that these people had for centuries, decades, with the Native Americans promising you will never cross this land or dig into this land to try to, for the lack of better words, overstep. But you get this devil an inch, he will go a whole mile with it, man. And that's why it says in the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, when you jump back into it, going up towards the 10th verse, it says, never trust thine enemy, man. Because one thing that this guy gets off on is death, man. Even it shows you that in Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan, his ultimate goal was to die in a war. He said, my great-grandpappy died in the war. My grandpappy died in the war. My pappy died in the war. Now it's time for me. That's what Esau get off on, man. Death. Even if it comes in his own self, man. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. And yet war heart goes back into lob. So war is always on these devils' mind, bro. That's why this guy, George Washington, his quote said, a gun. I heard the sound of a whistling bullet, and it's just something charming about that. And through the Spirit, the Lord made this guy escape death more than one time or whatever like that. But through the Spirit, hey, you're not going to escape this time, man. This time is going to be the end all and be all of the nation of Edom. You're not going to bounce back from the ass whooping the Lord's going to give you this time. Let's go ahead and continue on, though. It says, but what was in his heart? His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And it's pulling out your weaponry, man. And again, it can be in the form of a actual AR-15 or AK-47, or it can come in the form of a Maxine. It can come in the form of a water bottle or estrogen. It can actually come in the form of damn TV, man. This guy have actually mastered weaponry, man. He actually mastered the tool of weapons. He got the biggest, the Satan tool. And if that don't work on you, he got a little jab walking in the back that can just take you out. You got to realize Esau, Edom, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. It's the reason why he's known as the sword of the Most High. Let's continue on. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So yes, Esau, he's going to come down having great wrath because he knows that he has for this short time. He know that we have figured him out. For the lack of better words, we have uncovered his secret places. So he's going to do any and everything to try to bring the prophets down, demonize us, and even come into the extreme of trying to pull us to death. But the Lord said he's going to sustain us, man. He's not going to let us die the death of a damn infidel, man. Because ultimately, the ones who do bow down to Esau, you're going to be trodden underfoot. He's going to even kill you even worse now, man. Let's continue on, though. Verse 23. But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit. So ultimately, that's the goal of Esau. This is destination. Esau's destination is to be brought down from their high estate into the pit, man. Continuing on, the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. Yes, because ultimately, yes, Esau Edom, he would not live out his new world order, man. He will not fulfill his NWO. The only thing he's going to fulfill is Obadiah 1 and 18. You fulfill Revelations 6 and 4. There went out another horse that was red, and that was given unto him a great sword, and power was given unto him to take peace from the planet Earth. And you fulfilled that, Esau. You did a damn good job, bro. Esau did a damn good job from taking peace from the planet Earth, man. So he's going to even do a better job when it comes to Obadiah 1 and 18. When it comes to Isaiah 14 and 2. You know, when it comes to Isaiah the 2nd chapter, man. Revelations 13, 9, and 10. He's going to do an excellent job when it comes to that, man. Because it's going to be a beautiful thing to see the guy that was on top, the guy that was flirting with death, the guy who nobody would have never thought was going to get out of power. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see him fall, man. You know, so yeah, just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, call Halayim La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Shalom, DTA, and a Baba Ball.